Oh, yeah. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, MMA Reloaded, here once again, man. God damn. Can you smell it? Can you feel it? Can you taste it? It is time, folks. Tomorrow night, we are live in Phoenix, Arizona for the, I would say, for two title fights that are a must see, that are a must watch, that are fights for the ages if history is any indication. So, folks, first up, Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo. Israel Adesanya and Martin Vettori main event that. But before we get to that, folks, before we get to that, whoa. This isn't a breakdown on the mic. This is MMA Reloaded on the mic, episode 24, folks. And we are live and direct once again with another great guest, folks, with another great show for you guys to watch. And it kind of ties into my theme of the Cage Fury Fighting Championship prospects that are coming out of that promotion, as we had folks in our last two shows with Chris Moutinho and Jose Perez. Now, folks, if you haven't seen those shows, go watch them right now, man. Episode 22 with Jose Perez and episode 23 with Chris Solis Moutinho. Two guys, folks, if you have UFC Fight Pass and you watch Cage Fury, you know their names, folks. If you follow them on social media, you know who they are. Tonight, folks, I sit with Jeremiah DaKidd Labiano, the Filipino phenom, the mullet straight out of the Philippines. Folks, when you see this guy, yeah, and he made his Cage Fury debut against a very anticipated standout in Africa's own Boy McCarmo at CFFC 96. But Jeremiah Labiano, folks, goes way deeper than that. You know, he has, I think, 6, 7 fights in Bellator. He fought some of the best at Bellator, including James Gallagher in his last fight, losing a split decision. I mean, wow. Yeah, and Jeremiah Labiano's he's faced guys like Ricky Simone and beaten Tyson Nam. And, he's done a lot of things, folks, in his career. His record doesn't really reflect it, but he's done it. You know what I mean? So, folks, tonight we are going to chop it up with Jeremiah DaKidd Labiano. You can see and you can get to know who this young veteran is in mixed martial arts. Now, folks, before I get to that, and I mentioned UFC 263, well, folks, UFC 263 comes to us tomorrow night. And if I can just break down some of the facts, yeah, real quick before we do the particulars here, folks. So 3 matchups. Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards, number 1. A lot of people are counting out Leon Edwards going into this fight, and I want to know why. If you're sure, Leon Edwards is on a technically 9-fight losing streak because he never lost to Bilal Muhammad. It was a no contest accidental eye poke. So 8-fight win streak with 1 no contest in his last 9 fights. Okay, cool. His last loss was to Kamaru Usman. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, is that if he comes in to this one, folks, a surefire title eliminator. It is a welterweight championship eliminator for Leon Edwards. He's got everything to play for in this one. And it has been confirmed that Colby Covington will get the next shot at Kamaru Usman, and Leon Edwards will take. And you have to think, if Leon Edwards beats Nate Diaz, it's a huge win for him, and it's a huge win for him to shake up that rank in the division, and he will be up there to face the winner of Usman versus Covington. But Nate Diaz, 33 fights in his career, 21 wins with 12 losses. But don't let that fool you. 14 years in the UFC. 14. 1-4. Yeah, folks. He is one of the best one of the most legit, one of the realest mixed martial artists on the planet. Now, bro, if I can just say, yeah, the fuck. So, if I can just say, yeah, folks, that Nate Diaz is not someone to be trifled with. I mean, even at this stage in his career, yeah, folks, Nate Diaz, as we've seen in that first fight with Conor McGregor, as we saw in his return years back with Michael Johnson, as we saw with Anthony Pettis, and that fight, the BMF title fight, the infamous BMF title fight with Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz is coming to play. And he's taking his career more seriously. You can see how Nate Diaz has grown up in fighting, you know, and you can see that even that the realness is in his face. The realness is in the way he speaks, bro, to you. The realness is everywhere with Nate Diaz. With Leon Edwards, is no nonsense. It's business. He does this to be the best. And he is a young lion, folks, ready to take over where Michael Bisping left off for British MMA. Now, folks, if I can say that it is going to be a fight for the ages, you will definitely believe me. So, folks, our first championship fight, flyweight title, a rematch from UFC 258, I think. So, folks, it is a rematch from UFC 256. I was close. I was trying to remember it off by heart, you know what I mean? Where Davison Figueiredo defends his championship for the third time, or goes for a third defense at his belt. He meets the assassin baby once again, Brandon Moreno. Folks, that first fight was, I think, the first time that Davison Figueiredo wasn't completely dominant in his fights. If you've seen the guys that Davison Figueiredo has managed to run through, John Moraga, Joe Benavidez twice, Alex Perez, this didn't really add up for Davison. And you know why? It's because the toughness, and he played exactly the game that Brandon wanted to play. You want to go strike up close? You want to just be, they stayed here the whole time, in the pocket. Shot, combination, drop, knockdown. The whole joint, folks. You know, the crowd was going fucking nuts. It was a fucking fire fest, bro. The roof was fucking burning down off the fucking of UFC 256 with Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno, folks, going at it for the UFC flyweight title the first time. Now, number two. Boy. Number two, folks, I have to guarantee that because the first one ended in a draw, Davison and Brandon Moreno, they are coming out to fight, folks. And if this one, and this is going to be rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know what I mean, folks? It is some real shit. And that's for sure. That's what we're going to see. You know? Davison Figueiredo is a great guy. He's a great fighter, folks. He's definitely going to come out. With a vengeance in this one. He's that type of guy. He's a killer. Yeah, folks? He's a killer. He comes out wanting to rip your head off. He adopts that old Jose Aldo mentality of, bro, I cut the last one too close. I'm not going to cut this one closer. Now, Brandon Moreno is the same, but Brandon Moreno is a lot more resilient You know, he's a lot more resilient, bro. Brandon Moreno will keep fighting you until he can't fight anymore. I think that may have frustrated Davison Figueiredo, definitely. And then your main event for the UFC middleweight championship: Marvin Vettori versus Israel Adesanya. Now, folks, Israel's last fight against Jan Blachowicz gives these sort of well-rounded grinders a guide, yeah, on how to end the style bender. But but and don't get me wrong, that plays straight into Marvin's game. He is a grinder. At his size, he has the power, bro. He's like a Jan Blachowicz of middleweight. He has so much power. That physique, that upper body strength that Marvin Vettori has. And the way his athleticism to push forward and utilize his wrestling, and set up his takedowns with that straight left hand that he throws normally, or the way he volumes himself in, he is gonna be a problem for Israel. But on the other hand, flip script, the style bender, the last style bender. Mm, 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 mm. Last style bender, Israel Adesanya. Man, Israel is one of the guys who is the hell. Oh shit. Israel Adesanya, folks, is gonna every time he fights, folks, he puts himself in this zone. He puts a mask on, right? He puts like one of them X-Men, the Cyclops goggles on, yeah, and he is focusing on you. And the way Israel fights, it's he's got to treat Marvin Vettori like he treated Derek Bronson. That's the only way he's going to make a statement in this one. If he treats Marvin like he treats Derek Bronson. Now, Marvin Vettori, his cardio, folks, has been tested. He's got great conditioning. But with Israel's movement and the way he pieces you up and the way he fights off his back foot, the way he sort of keeps you guessing as he's moving, that is something that Marvin Vettori needs to look out for. Those knees, that sort of straight left hand, those whipping combinations that Israel throws. It is going to be a great, great, great main event, folks. No doubt about it. But will Israel Adesanya retain, or was that Jan Blachowicz fight a guideline for Marvin Vettori? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? It's going to be a great fight, folks. It's going to be a great night of fights. There's loads of other fights, folks, on that main card, like Damian Maya, Bilal Muhammad. Great fight that is. I'm looking forward to seeing Bilal return. Um, on the prelims, folks, Drew Dober's fighting. You got Movzar Evolev against Hakeem Dawodu. It is a great night of fights, no doubt about it. Yeah, folks. So I think it's time, folks. We got to just do the particulars right now. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do the particulars, folks. You guys stay tuned. Go grab yourselves a drink or a snack or something, innit? Yeah, and we will be back live, folks. Folks, welcome back. So that's your UFC 263 breakdown. But last night, PFL, the lightweights and the featherweights shut down PFL 4, folks. It was a beautiful night of fights. The lightweights and the featherweight, the playoff competitors were decided, folks. So the way it works is the top four in each division will go on to fight in the playoffs, folks. Um, one step closer to that $1 million prize and that beautiful championship belt. So let's go and revisit the PFL 4 rankings, folks. So let's just do this, yeah. So, folks, our standings after the event. So at lightweight, leading the pack is last season's semi-finalist Loic Radzhabov, who finished Ahmad Aliyev in 6 seconds. What? 6 seconds, yo? Damn. Wait, 6 strikes thrown. He finished it in 27 seconds. My bad. So number 2, folks, is Clay Collard. Clay had a good fight with. Clay had a good fight. I can't remember who he was fighting. Yeah, that's it. So Clay had a good fight with Jolton Luterbach, who's lost 2 fights already. He lost his first fight to Rushman Feel, and then who's another alternate, and now he's lost to Clay Collard. So Clay sits at number 2, folks, comfortably with his win over Anthony Pettis in the first round, and now his win over Jolton Luterbach. This fight was crazy. It was a great fight for sure, and Clay Collard, folks, could be a sleeper at lightweight PFL. So sitting at 3rd, folks, is lightweight alternate Rush Manfio. And Rush Manfio won his first matchup, folks, by decision. He defeated Jolton Luterbach. Yeah, folks. In his first fight, Rush was supposed to fight at PFL 4 last night against Nathan Schultz, but instead, folks, he got pulled out, and Nathan Schultz ended up fighting Alexander Martinez, who is also in the qualifying bracket, folks. Alexander Martinez sits at 4th place. He's won 1 and he's lost 1. So he beat a very controversial decision over Loic Radzhabov, and he lost to defending two-season champion Nathan Schultz. Now, folks, the guys who didn't qualify are the champ himself, Nathan Schultz. So we will have a new champion this season. Any one of those 4 guys. So this is why I love PFL. You're showing that it's such an open tournament. You have standout after standout after standout after standout. All these guys are vying to be the best in their division, and that this tournament bracket, this tournament layout, this league layout of PFL, it allows them to do that. Yeah, folks, it allows them to do it. So folks, the guys who didn't, the other fighters who didn't qualify are Marcin Held, who won his first fight. Who won his first fight, but lost this fight, folks, to Olivier Aubin-Mercier. Ahmad Aliyev, who was knocked out in 27 seconds by Loic Radzhabov last night. And Olivier Aubin-Mercier will not be qualifying for the playoffs. He was supposed to be fighting in the lightweight season, folks, in the lightweight division at PFL 2021, right? Straight from the jump. Yeah, straight from the jump, folks. But he got pulled out. And now this was his first fight back. But it was too little too late for Olivier Aubin-Mercier, folks. He needed the finish to at least stand a chance of qualifying. but he didn't get the finish, folks. Instead, he took 2 points for a split decision over Marcin Hill. Now, folks, Anthony Pettis is also on the list of guys who did not qualify at lightweight, as is Joelton Ulterbach. Now, folks, at featherweight, the top 4 is so competitive right now. Brendan Loughnane leads the pack, folks, with a decision win over Tyler Diamond. Split decision win, so he goes on to 9 points, having finished his first fight against Shimon Moraes, and he now leads the pack with 9. So, folks, trailing him is Chris Wade. Now, Chris Wade, folks, flattened Arman Uspanov in the second round, folks. In second round, in big style, he gets 8 points, folks. Winning his first fight by decision, and then now his second fight finishing it. So that leads to 8 points. Bad man Bubba Jenkins, folks, who defeated a long-time PFL WSOF champion Lance Palmer, and then came into this one against Bobby Moffett, folks, who was a replacement in this season. And Badman Bubba Jenkins took 29-28 decision over Bobby Moffett. Now, folks, number 4 and your last qualifier at featherweight. And I have to say, I'm so impressed by this guy's comeback, to be honest. Shimon Moraes, folks, he needed a finish. He was about to end the round and end the fight against Jesse Stern on the bottom. He was on his ass. Yeah, folks, Jesse Stern was about to just grind out the round. And instead, Shimon Moraes comes out with a damn... Shimon Moraes, folks, comes out with a damn Kimura, and he turned Jesse Stern over while he was hitting up the Kimura. So it was like bang, hook it, and he turned him, yeah, and he hooked that Kimura up, yeah, folks. Shimon Moraes qualifies. He takes the last qualification spot with 5 points. So, folks, that's your PFL featherweight and lightweight divisions sorted. Yeah, folks. Now, and then Clarissa Shields. Woo! Clarissa Shields showed some shit last night. She showed some real shit. Yeah, folks. She showed that she is a mixed martial artist, I have to say. First round, Brittany, first couple rounds, she was on her ass. Yeah, Brittany Alkin had Clarissa Shield on her back. Yeah, folks. And she was doing what an MMA fighter does to a boxer, right? You take him to the ground. Bah, 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 bah. Brittany Alkin was not pulling no punches. Bah, bah, bah. Clarissa survived. Yeah? Clarissa Shields had Brittany Elkin in all kinds of trouble. Yeah, folks, she had her in all kinds of shit after that. So she had Brittany in this backside position. Yeah, and she was just laying in hard left hands. And then there was a one where Brittany was on her knees and Clarissa was just laying in punch. She was looping in right hands as Brittany Elkin was still on the ground. But congratulations, Clarissa Shields, 1-0 in MMA, and she beats a veteran, 12-year veteran in Brittany Elkin. Now, folks, you see those things behind me, yeah? They're MMA shirts. Woo! You can either get the one here with the blood drip writing, folks, that comes in red. You got gold in it in a hoodie. You got so many designs, so many colors with that writing, folks. If you love that fun, go to MMA Reloaded UK /shop to pick your favorite. If you like this, if you like that, that's the MMA Reloaded logo. That is as real as it gets, folks. That is MMA Reloaded to the T. So, folks, go to MMA Reloaded.co.uk to get your favorite shirts, hoodies, and accessories. We got duffel bag, we got gym duffel bags, we got coffee cups, We got work duffel bags if you like taking back to work. We got everything. And soon to come, you love wearing them with your jeans. You love, dressing up smart with these things in the summertime. Well, MMA Reloaded polo shirts, folks, coming soon. Now, folks, we are set and we are ready for MMA Reloaded on the mic, episode 24 with Jeremiah Labiano. Now, folks, the kid is set to join the folks in the next 5 minutes. So, folks, also don't miss it tonight, folks. Actually, it's tonight. At least I think it's tonight. Bellator, folks, is coming on tonight as well. I do believe Douglas Lima is defending the welterweight title. That's what I believe. Check this out here. Hold on. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, innit? But yes, it is. Bro, it's coming on tonight, G. It is coming on tonight, folks. Bellator 260. Holy schmoly for the welterweight title against Amosov, folks. Yaroslav Amosov is finally getting his championship shot, folks. Well deserved for that young man, honestly. And he will go up with the champ himself in Douglas Lima. Now, he'll go up with the champ himself, Douglas Lima, folks. So, folks, also on this card, Paul Daly fights Jason Jackson. Aaron Pico fights Aiden Lee. DeMarcus Jackson fights Mark Lemminger. That's a great main card right there. Kyle Crutchmer, young veteran, fights Levon Shokeli. Always dynamic Taiwan Claxton is back in Justin Gonzalez. Nick Newell, the notorious Nick Newell, the amazing Nick Newell, the extraordinary Nick Newell fights Bobby King. Lucas Brennan fights Matt Skibicki. Amanda Bell, folks, ranked, I think, number 6 or number 7 in the women's featherweight division. She fights Marina Moknatina. And kicking us off, folks, you might recognize him. Alex Polizzi fights Gustavo Trujillo. So, folks, don't miss those. Don't miss Bellator 260 tonight. Folks, I mean, gosh, I lost my ass talking about it, breaking all of it down with you guys. But, this is what I love to do, and this is why I love to do it, because I can really project to the fans out there of MMA, and there is no real, folks, you know what, yeah, and let me just be real for a second, right, before we go live, is that who I am here, folks. I love this sport. I love mixed martial arts. I love martial arts. I love boxing. I love karate. I love taekwondo. I love every single martial art out there because there's something special, right, about each of them. Yeah, and I always try and project the respect for the sport. Folks, if you've seen the segment on Instagram, it's called Food for Thought, right? And I'll always try and project a certain respect for the sport that people should have. I never really force you to like it. I just say why. If you hate MMA or if I see something negative or something, someone hating on social media, then I always tell them. I always just project it to the mass that this sport is all about respect. Yeah, it's all about sportsmanship, and then you go off and you work your ass off to make it. You work your ass off to make it, and that's simple as that. If you're not working in this sport, then you're not trying. If you're not trying, then you're not going to make it. People have their opinions. They have this and this and this and this opinion about what's what, in this sport. Anyone can come off their sofa, pull out their phones, tap on Instagram, tap on Twitter, tap on Facebook or whatever. Yeah. That, I just watched this fight. He's shit, that's shit, this is shit. But no. This is why people like me are here. Yeah? People like me, people like my guys on Instagram, little podcast family thing like Eric Skier or Mike Owens Media or the Prospect MMA podcast. We're here to show you why respect for the sport is so good. With young fighters, young standout fighters, with fighters that you know and love from the UFC, from Bellator, PFL, from great young fighters coming up in the sport. That's why you should love MMA and combat sports. It's because it's not just UFC. It's not just Bellator. It's not just PFL. It's not just one championship. It's a whole industry of talent and platforms, promotions where talent can go and perform. You know what I'm saying? Whether even the smaller promotions, folks, like XFC or CFFC, LFA, they are the ones that make these next stars. And these people who want to just talk and sofa coach, if you like that term, they don't have a place to say what's up. You know? They don't have a place to say what's up, especially if you've only been watching MMA for like 2-3 years. Yeah, you don't have a place to say shit. You don't have a place to say nothing. And that is how it is. Because nobody is gonna, and yeah, man, nobody's gonna fucking come to you and just and just be silent. If you meet a proper MMA fan, folks, and you meet someone who's real and knows the sport, then yeah, you'll get educated for sure, 100%. This is it's a great sport, folks, and no one is. No, folks, it's a great sport. I love this sport. I love this industry. I love combat sports. Yeah, folks, there is nothing like it, and I'll tell you that right now. There is nothing like combat sports. Okay, folks, just bear with me one sec. I will just, folks, I am coming back. I'm coming back live. Don't go anywhere. So, folks, that is our breakdown, folks, for tonight's event, for tonight's episode of MMA Reloaded, bro. MMA Reloaded on the mic. episode 24. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in 1 hour, 7 o'clock here, folks. We are going to be live with Jeremiah Labiano. Take care, folks.